You're listening to That Home Loan Hub. I'm Zibuni Salimova, here to make home loans and property investing simple, smart and stress-free. Let's get you closer to your property dreams. Hello and welcome back to That Home Loan Hub. Today, I would like for you to reach out for a box of tissues because we're going to get raw.
Kia ora, everyone. How are you?
And typical Asian response of me and Kunj, we usually laugh when we try to hide our sad feelings.
Yes. We're not very emotional in front of, crowds or people.
We don't like talking about our feelings.
Yeah, we've been brought up that way.
We have. And we'll do a whole episode on that if you guys are interested of our backgrounds. But for now, what we really want to talk about, something that we've come across. And I've come across this over the years. And Kunj just brought it back to my foremind, so to speak, about the real issue that we have in New Zealand.
Yeah.
Right? In the communities that are vulnerable, in the communities that have been raised with the money belief that it's not possible to be a homeowner.
Yeah.
And this is a massive issue for us because I'm an immigrant, she's an immigrant, we've come here, we had to work hard to get to where we are today. And when we sit across the table from clients that come to us and they go, I don't think it's possible because my parents told me it's not possible because their parents told them it's not possible.
Yeah.
And it's our job and our mission now to change their mindsets.
Yeah.
So Kunj, take it away. Tell me what happened.
Yeah, I've got a story. I've been working with a lot of our migrant community in the most recent months, really. In particular, one client, I've actually been working with them for the last 3 months in terms of, getting them ready and set to purchase their first home. So, this particular person is young, early 30s, still living at home with his parents and helping them with the rent because he's their full-time worker. But as of this week, he has found a house. So that is super exciting. It makes me get so excited. And this is why I do my job. And this is why I love my job, is being able to help someone like him buy a home. So backstory is he is the first one in his family, in the first generation, to purchase his first home. So his grandparents didn't, his parents didn't. And that was because there was lack of
financial literacy.
Yeah, back in the day. And it just makes me sad because I think if I even think about my parents who came to New Zealand in 1991, had they had the resources then, they may have been able to buy a house, which houses were going back then,
80,000?
Or even less, right? Even less. 40, 30K houses back then. So it makes me sad to see that, there was no education or anything, but there's also that language barrier as well. So I think for me, getting into this role is just, I want to advocate the fact that it is possible. If your parents haven't done it,
it doesn't mean that you can't.
Yeah, break that cycle and do it. Set that goal that you want to buy your home, because then you've set that solid foundation as well. And then actually mum and dad can still live with you. You can still look after them. Yeah.
It really reminds me of the episode we did with Carl, one of my clients a few months ago. And he was saying that he grew up in a state home, single mom. And so when he was growing up, he's like, I don't want this. I want to break the cycle. I want to buy a property.
Yeah.
So he's been buying properties, for the last few years. But the biggest highlight for me this year was when he got his mum to buy a house.
That's right.
And she just bought her first home at the age of 60 plus, and that's a shift, right? This is where magic happens when we can enable our clients to understand that, yes, it is possible. Yes, you can do this. It just changes the narratives for everyone around them.
Yeah. And I think for him doing this and being the first in his family, I think that's going to start a ripple effect as well. And it just makes me so excited to see that more young people in his position start to get into that home ownership journey.
And it's good that they're not put off by, helpful uncles where they say, oh, well, back in the day, the houses were only 50,000 and my salary was, 15,000. So the gap wasn't as wide versus now, if the average salary is 80K and then the house is 800K, the gap is massive. But it doesn't put our clients off.
No, yeah.
Which is awesome to see.
Yeah, so I guess the message that I want to get out to everyone is that, to break that cycle, yes, it was, it's sad that there was no education or resources back then. There may have been, I don't know, I wasn't born back then, but there's so much
as
now.
Available.
Correct. There's so much now. Like you could listen to, all our 100 episodes that we have, and there's so much education there. But even like when we went to school as well, there was no education in school or financial literacy. You kind of had to learn all that as you become an adult in terms of budgeting and stuff. So, you've got 4 kids, I've got 2. I think we're very conscious of teaching our children now to, budget, save, and the goal is for them to own their home too.
Exactly. And that brings me to the recent research that has been done by the Retirement Commissioner. And it dives into, what people are actually retiring with, because it's not what you're living with right now, right? Us helping them to buy a home is setting them up for the future.
Yeah.
Because the thing is, even if you retire, you still have to live somewhere. And state care is not readily available. It's still going to cost you money. So if you have your own home and then if you've got a couple of more properties that bring you money, that's hopefully the ideal outcome for you and your family.
Yeah.
And the report was diving into a woman and their lifestyle changes and how much money they come away with when they retire. And it was shocking, 35% less in their Kiwi savers versus men when they retire.
Yeah.
That's because women usually, work less, they work part-time jobs and they're not contributing at the same level. And again, that brings that to the whole financial literacy thing. A lot of our vulnerable communities, which is also women, they don't know about all these things that are available out there for them.
Because the men does it all. Yeah. And that's also another generational thing is the men used to always be the one who deals with finances and things like that. And it actually doesn't matter what culture or background you come from. It was always the men that did that side. But there has been a shift, the women are now more, they're growing in confidence, they're more powerful, and they're like, no, we're boss.
We got this.
Yeah.
So, it's really interesting to see that shift and seeing more financial literacy driven by the government. Like government's actually now driving those, it's called financial capability courses that will be rolled out into schools, into, higher education, providing those life skills that people need to know how to deal with money.
Yeah, and I think like the exciting thing as well about this role is, yes, our focus is, home loans and mortgages and stuff, but our title is financial advisors. So, being able to educate everyone in finances is just so powerful, I think.
And going back to that client of yours, this is where we get excited. This is where we can see we're making a difference in someone's life.
Yeah.
We're making their life better. Yes, it's fantastic to help our developers because without them, our first-time buyer is not going to have properties to buy.
Yeah.
So it's awesome to help our developers to build those properties. But at the same time, it's super rewarding to see our first-time buyers jumping onto that ladder.
Yeah, because it takes the financial literacy and education to move them into home ownership.
So, so it's awesome to see how we go from, yes, you can do this, to, yes, you've done it.
Yeah. So I'm looking forward to settlement day for them.
Yay. Thank you so much. I tried to, brighten up the mood so people don't cry with us as much.
Thank you for listening.
Thank you, guys. And stay tuned for our other episodes where we cover more financial literacy for you to learn from.
Thank you.
And that's a wrap on that Home Loan Hub. Don't forget to hit subscribe and join me next time for more property tips and tricks. Your next smart move starts here.